After 12 long months, I'm happy to announce that Ledford Billiard Supply has acquired Charleston Billiards Cue, and now we sell all major billiard brands, and this is how we did it.
Vacancy rate is 71%. Is that the final rental that all rental, the Ledford Capital as of today?
I mean, nothing's changed since I sent that all to Steven.
During this process, there were so many hurdles and just hoops that we had to jump through in order to be able to make this deal happen. And one thing that I found out during this process is I really had to drive the loan. I had to drive this deal. I had to literally make it happen. There were boxes that the bankers and underwriters were putting us in, and I had to creatively somehow find a way to get out of those boxes because there were certain things that I just wouldn't agree to. They wanted us to put up a bunch of collateral on properties that I had paid off, and some things that I just felt like were unnecessary and wasn't needed to get this deal done because the company's financials covered itself. And with this being my first deal, I realized there was a lot of things that I gave up, and there was a lot of leverage that I had that I didn't know that I had. Now looking back, I can see the opportunities and some of the statements I could have made to make things change slightly in my favor and speed up this whole process. But for 12 months, we went through this process on phone call after phone call, statement after statement, document after document, sign this, sign that, send over this inventory, update this insurance, all kinds of stuff that really is just like trials and tribulations. I feel like it's more of a test to see how bad you really want to get the deal done, to see if you really want to make it happen. And there's some things where you just have to like hold your frame and really just stay steady with it. It was a lot. It was probably one of the biggest learning experiences that I've had in business to date. I definitely understand how to buy another business now. I know what to do. I know how I would do it. I know different things that I would do.
I still don't see how it factors into this loan. You know, we're talking about two companies that make enough money in 1 year to pay back the loan in 12 months.
One of the things with acquiring this company is we had to get it under a certain amount. If the bankers had have told me that from the beginning, which one banker did, and I should have listened to them and I should have went with them, but I went with a referral, it would have smoothed out the process and made things a whole lot better.
If they weren't separate entities, I would understand.
And then also all the people that were involved in this, I mean, really, I just think it was too many people. I don't think you needed as many attorneys, accountants, and business brokers in this deal because really what it came down to was me and the owner coming up with a deal and an agreement and then just drafting the paperwork.
What a joke. Can you believe that? They literally have had these documents for a week and haven't reviewed them until this phone call. It's like running before you tie your shoes.
Oh, hello.
I'm Cameron.
I'm Dennis.
Nice to meet you, Dennis.
Good to meet you.
Buying the store.
So one of my first impressions of the store was just the size of the storefront. I thought it was really cool because I actually, before this day, I'd never seen or stepped foot inside of this place. I'd sent some friends out to secret shop it and kind of check it out and just give me an idea. But I really took a huge leap of faith here by buying this company, and I never walked foot in the store. So I had really no idea what I was getting myself into, but I kind of had an idea that the owner really had his stuff together. And obviously you'll see, like, he's very old school. Everything in here I feel like was like my father's store years ago, and just really seeing how everything was laid out. I knew right away there was a lot of things I was going to change in the store, especially like if you look at all these walls, the way the tables were laid out, it just felt very cluttered, very old school. And I knew from the moment I walked in, like, all right, this was a good deal. This was literally the day before we closed. We came down here to shoot a bunch of content on what the store looked like and the inventory, but also we were there to count inventory and get all the numbers necessary for us to close the following day because we had to sign an affidavit on what inventory was in the store. Now you'll see there's a lot of stuff in here that I thought on this day that just wouldn't sell. I'm like, wow, we have a lot of junk in here. This is what I was thinking in the back of my mind. And what I've learned in the few weeks of just owning the store is all of that stuff sells. And so it was a huge learning curve the first month being down here because what they were really good at was accessory sales. Cue sticks, cases, small items. They have a huge player base down in Charleston. And it was something that we just don't have in my other store in Greenville. So it was really cool to kind of learn on the job and go quick with it and see where we're getting 10, 20, 30 reps a day to sell for accessories, which we just don't get in Greenville. But also seeing the opportunity where they don't really sell pool tables like we sell in Greenville. So everything that we do great, they're kind of weak at, and everything that we are weak at in Greenville, they actually did great at. So it was really cool to learn all of that in the first, couple weeks of us acquiring this company. And then probably one of the most proudest things for me was reacquiring the Brunswick brand. That was something that I had tried to do for years, and I just couldn't get the territory. And so buying this company, it kind of checked off a ton of boxes for me.
And we've got a variety of slate back here. Some of this stuff is presidential, some's Brunswick, some's Olhausen, but yeah, check this rubber out. That's the type of cushions, that you get on most of the imported tables, including Brunswick, and feel that. And that's
one of the major things too that I really liked about buying this company was that I got to see how somebody else did it. And it really gave me a different perspective, and I got to see what I liked that they did and what I didn't like that they do. And then I got to also really get an idea of what we really do good in Greenville. And it's kind of hard when you don't see what your work is from like an outside perspective.
This is 100% gum rubber, but check it out. As this stuff hardens over time, it just gets less and less playable.
Wow.
This is AccuFast, and this is on every Olhausen table made.
Just how they had everything laid out, I knew there was immediately things that was going to change. And so like you'll see in a future video as we renovate this building and kind of see what it looks like. This is just day one, and I knew as soon as I walked in, like this was a good deal. So really excited to see how things play out and kind of how things work. There's a lot of work that we have to do. It feels like we just finished the race, but in reality, we really are just getting started.
It's super cool to see someone who's been in the industry this long and kind of their setup and how they lay everything out. It's nice to see a little pro shop. Everything's nice, clean, organized. Very cool.